Pro Wrestling 225 family, welcome to Unleashed. Tonight we have an action-packed show for you. Wait, 1 second. Christian, 1 second. We saw what you did to Michael White in the last match. You beat him down. What was going through your mind? Welcome to Unleashed.
Step up so I can drop you on your head.
Welcome, Pro Wrestling 225 family, to Unleashed. I'm Spencer Hunt alongside Landon Corbin, and it is part 2 of a PW225 Friday night from Houma, Louisiana.
It's been an incredible night of action so far, and we can't wait to get things going again. Tonight, we're going to see the rematch, Stella Ren taking on Barrett one more time.
That's right, women's wrestling action tonight here on Unleashed.
But first,
the Pro Wrestling 225 heavyweight champion is in action as he teams up with the exclamation point Steve Anthony to take on Wess Warren and Korey Konstantine.
Let's get right into the action. Let's get unleashed.
Calm down! Seriously? What the heck was that?
What the heck was what?
Really?
I'm trying to help you.
Help? I don't need the help.
Calm down. It's all part of the plan, remember? Tonight
Yeah, you don't remember the plan?
is a new era for the Killjoys. We'll all recover.
This can't be happening.
It's gonna be fine. It's all gonna be fine.
Who's ready for our first tag team match tonight?
Get sick! You are awesome!
The following contest is a tag team match scheduled for one fall with a 40-minute time limit. Introducing first, being accompanied to the ring by Brooklyn Barrett, Wess Warren, Korey Konstantine. They are the Killjoys.
the now former Pro Wrestling 225 Tag Team Champions, Korey Konstantine and Wess Warren. And Landon, isn't this interesting? Being accompanied by Barrett.
Barrett out here, but obviously no Lucha Lora. Still a lot of questions about what's going on inside the Killjoys. But, I mean, you mentioned it. Former Pro Wrestling 225 Tag Team Champions. Obviously, the pillar winning faction warfare in that war that we saw at Fright Night. What is next for the Killjoys here in Pro Wrestling 225? We're going to find out in this huge match we've got in just a couple of seconds. Of course, Wess Warren and Korey Konstantine, one of the biggest surprises, I would say, how much these two have really learned to work as a unit here in Pro Wrestling 225.
a team, Landon. The exclamation point, one of the very best in Pro Wrestling 225. And what more do we need to say about the Pro Wrestling 225 heavyweight champion, Christian Blake, here tonight on a Friday night in Pro Wrestling 225.
Christian Blake is a man that always wants to test his mettle, and he's up in there against the former Pro Wrestling 225 tag team champions, of course, Korey Konstantine, former heavyweight champion in his own right, Wess Warren, former SEC champion, and his tag team partner, Steve Anthony. This one is gonna be explosive, Spencer. Wess Warren trusting you to hang on to his wardrobe here.
Rude, really.
That was a cold-blooded toss, you could say.
At least Brooklyn didn't do all those fireworks.
Look at how fired up Steve Anthony and our heavyweight champion are before this one. And look at this. This is what makes the Killjoys so smart. They always have a game plan going over last minute.
Well, Landon, let me stop you right there. The plan was the problem at Faction Warfare. It seemed like there were more than one plan there. Lucha, Lora had a plan. It looked like Korey Konstantine had a plan. And they did not work together. And already here tonight, on Friday night in Pro Wrestling 225, it looks like they have separate plans going on. So I don't know that having a plan has worked for them in the past.
Well, I don't see Lucha Lora out here, do you?
That's a fair point. That's a really fair point. Are Wess Warren, Korey Konstantine, and Brooklyn Barrett on the same page?
I guess we're going to find out right now, as it looks like Wess Warren is going to be kicking things off for the Killjoys.
Next time we come here, we're going to do a GoFundMe because somebody's going to find a cannon there.
Steve Anthony having words.
Saying Wess Warren pales in comparison to the exclamation point.
Well, Wess Warren dropped his subscription to the Tannin Bed years ago. Too warm for the cold-blooded Wess Warren. See what you did there.
It looks like Christian Blake maybe will be starting for his team, and Korey Konstantine. We've switched things up a little bit.
That's right. Yeah, Wess Warren was ready to take on Steve Anthony. In comes the heavyweight champion, and Korey Konstantine gets his number called.
Well, and how about the history between Christian Blake and Korey Konstantine?
Plenty to go back to there. That's absolutely right.
That's how Christian Blake won his first Pro Wrestling 225 heavyweight championship away from Korey Konstantine, who at the time had the longest reign in Pro Wrestling 225 history, which has since been surpassed by
the Big Bad Blooded Daddy.
And who took the belt off of Vlad? That would be Christian Blake, game changer in the middle of the ring with his second heavyweight championship reign. Talk about star-studded tag team action. Christian Blake, Korey Konstantine set to kick this thing off, Landon.
Doesn't get any bigger than this right here.
Ooh, I've got like goosebumps. This is big fight feel on a Friday night.
These two men measuring each other up. And what? The mind games from Steve Anthony and Christian Blake.
They seem to be on the same page.
Do you see Korey Konstantine's face? We're about to see what Korey Konstantine had for lunch.
Steve says he kind of thought the Killjoys would like that. Korey Konstantine not looking pleased.
Christian Blake, Korey Konstantine tying it up here in the center of the ring to kick off this tag team action on Pro Wrestling 225 Unleashed. Korey Konstantine drives the champion into the corner, but the champion turns things around. And Christian Blake using all 5 of that count.
Interesting that Korey Konstantine didn't appreciate the use of the 5 count when I don't know that I've ever seen Korey not break before a 4.
Snapmare here, and look at that, Korey Konstantine, no stranger to Christian Blake, got out of the way before he could deliver that kick. That arm drag from Konstantine, and these two resetting here, jockeying for position. Konstantine goes for the takedown. Christian Blake has the reversal. Look at this. Ends up on top, and Konstantine has the bottom rope here. DJ Petrie asking for some separation, and looks like a hesitation from the champion, but Christian Blake lets up.
Korey Konstantine and Christian Blake, two of the winningest men in Pro Wrestling 225 history. Always exciting when we get to see those two tangle in the ring.
Look
and
at
Christian
this.
Blake sending Korey Konstantine to the mat below and then rubbing it in just a little bit. Konstantine looking rattled early.
Taking Konstantine down. Now it looks like Konstantine is asking for Steve Anthony.
Yeah, I think he's had his fill as heavyweight champion. Although, I don't know that looking across the ring, Steve Anthony is going to be any better for Korey.
Well, he just wants to hip toss again.
Is Christian Blake going to oblige? It seems like it. Here comes the exclamation point. And we know the history between these two men as well. Korey Konstantine inserting himself in Steve Anthony's huge rivalry with Vordell Walker, and then was able to beat both of those men. Really, he stole it in a triple threat match, and Konstantine walked around for a year telling us how he was the best in Louisiana wrestling history.
Match happened right here in Houma, Louisiana, and Steve Anthony getting the upper hand, but look at that, just like that, Korey Konstantine. That's the guillotine around the neck of the exclamation point, but Steve Anthony trying to, look at that headstand. Maybe a little too much for Korey to handle right there, but look at that.
Takes him down, and listen, Christian Blake and Steve Anthony have done a terrific job of getting in the head of Korey Konstantine. I think Konstantine needs a tag just to reset himself.
Wess Warren anxious there in the corner, would love nothing more than to get involved in this matchup against Steve Anthony. Korey Konstantine pushes off, and look at that shoulder tackle. The exclamation point just crashes into Konstantine.
Hip toss there, though, from Konstantine, sends Anthony down, but Anthony right back up. Hip toss of his own. Arm drag there as well, and now he's got control of the arm. Steve Anthony, the strength, the mat skills, I mean, he is just as consistent as they come in Pro Wrestling 225.
He's the total package, Spencer. And look at this, Korey Konstantine looks like he's trying to drag Anthony into his corner. There it is, there's the tag.
Wess Warren very, very happy to get into this match now and take control over Steve Anthony.
Got that arm bar locked in, grounding the master of the 450 splash is Wess Warren. And continuing to work on that arm is the cold-blooded man. Oh! Leg drop there.
Was a cover, but Steve Anthony gets those legs all the way up, scissoring the neck of Wess Warren, and now, just like that, the exclamation point is in control. This is the first time Wess Warren and Steve Anthony have faced off in a Pro Wrestling 225 ring, and you know Wess Warren is itching to make a name for himself, a bigger name for himself at the expense of Steve Anthony.
Well, I think you're exactly right. I think that we've seen that from Wess Warren in the past, right? This man has never shied away from a fight. He wants to be in there with the boldest and the best in professional wrestling, and that's exactly what Steve Anthony is. Warren is going to welcome this opportunity, but right now he's welcoming some fists.
The Luthez press from Anthony, and a chop ringing out at Bayou Blue.
Lord.
Oh my God. You want to get in there with the best? That's what it feels like. Steve Anthony's got the headlock now on Wess Warren.
Got it in tight. Warren needs to find an escape here. Trying to back up Steve Anthony. Steve holding his ground. Pushes off.
And Konstantine with the assist.
Very smart of the Killjoys having that ring awareness, but Steve Anthony turns things around on Wess Warren.
And returns the favor to Konstantine.
Discus forearm sends Konstantine crashing to the outside. What's Anthony got here? Goes for that toe hold, but no! Konstantine pulls the rope down. Anthony goes spilling onto the outside.
And now the tag so that Korey Konstantine can go continue the assault on the outside. The Killjoys very much seem to be on the same page, at least between Konstantine and Warren so far.
Everything going according to plan for the Killjoys in this one so far. These vicious knees to Steve Anthony. Korey Konstantine taking a second to mouth off to the fans there. And look at that, a forearm takes the champion down off of the apron. And Konstantine continues the assault onto Steve Anthony.
Well, I think that's got to be part of the plan for Korey and Wess, right? We saw Xtian and Steve Anthony getting into the head of the Killjoys earlier, but that's how the Killjoys get into the head of the heavyweight champion.
Korey continuing to drive these shots into the head of Steve Anthony. Now get that momentum.
Ooh! Hits him with the kitchen sink.
Look at that, scoop and a slam. Konstantine sends Anthony down to the mat.
Oh. Shield your eyes.
I think he needs to work on that one.
Drags Anthony over to their corner. Wess Warren makes the tag in. And Steve Anthony's been in there a long time. As Warren taunting the heavyweight champion. I don't know how smart that is.
Oh! And look at this. Absolutely vicious. He's got his hands around the throat. We've seen this aggression from Wess Warren in the past, not afraid to do whatever it takes. I think part of it is mind games, right? If you can frustrate your opponent, if you can get Steve Anthony too angry, maybe Steve Anthony makes a mistake.
I also just think it's possible that they're just in a bad mood, right? The Killjoys were moments away from pulling down the undisputed tag team titles at Faction Warfare. Ooh! And they're trying to take out their frustration on Steve Anthony, who's not having any of it, as he's crawling towards the heavyweight champion for a tag, but Wess Warren cuts him off.
Just like that, Wess Warren back in control of Steve Anthony in this one. Hard chop.
Steve Anthony absolutely not where he wants to be. Here comes Wess Warren.
Wasting no time.
Oh, and a knee to the back of the head.
The follow-up, the Killjoys most certainly on the same page. Look at this. Dragon suplex. Konstantine sends Anthony's skull crashing off the mat. Oh!
There's one. There's two. The straps are down.
Go ahead, kid. Make yourself famous.
Ooh.
You can find Korey Konstantine on OnlyFans. Here we go. Look at this senton, but nobody home. Steve Anthony rolls out of the way, and he's fired up. Can he make it to his corner? Can he tag in a heavyweight champion? And he does.
Blake and Warren now. A couple of clotheslines from the champion.
Look at that forearm from Christian Blake. Here we go. This is some Cajun strong style.
The final two men in the Super Gold Rumble earlier this year. Wess Warren, Christian Blake facing off again here tonight. Oh my God. Absolutely plans, almost drove Wess Warren through the ring, but Korey Konstantine in to break up the pinfall.
Konstantine recognizing things breaking down for the Killjoys a little bit. And look at this, the champion single-handedly fighting off Warren and Konstantine.
He is fired up tonight.
Wess Warren creates an opening, and look at that.
The teamwork from the Killjoys to pin the champion. No. Steve Anthony in there to break things up. What a match.
If Korey Konstantine could have seen Steve Anthony coming a second sooner, this thing would be all over.
As Konstantine turns his attention now to Steve Anthony. But Anthony goes low. Going for the exclamation point. Oh, but Konstantine turns things around. And the target is on Christian Blake.
Oh my God! Konstantine dumped on his head by Christian Blake, and Wess Warren takes the champion's head off. Oh man, that was close.
Wess Warren hit that ice sickle, and we thought that was it, but Christian Blake kicks out at the last moment.
Unbelievable action here at Pro Wrestling 225 Friday night. What a match. But now, what does Wess Warren do? Korey Konstantine
I thought he was turning on Wess Warren there. He just pushed him, but it was all part of the plan and knocked Steve Anthony off that top rope.
He saw the exclamation point climbing up there. He knows how dangerous Steve Anthony is on the top rope.
We know how smart Korey Konstantine is in that ring, and his ring IQ was shown there again as Wess Warren looking to superplex Steve Anthony from the top.
But look at Steve Anthony! And just like that, all four men are down. If the champion can reach his feet here, this one could be all over. Got him up. But no, Konstantine saves Warren. Killjoys. Oh! Blake turning things around. Got him up. Across the knee.
Here comes the sling blade on Korey Konstantine. And the heavyweight champion is on fire.
This could be it right here.
That knee pad is down. Is it game over? Wait, Brooklyn Barrett.
Brooklyn Barrett in perfect position. With the assist here, the Killjoys can have it. Wait a minute, Brooklyn Barrett inserting herself into the ring, but oh! That Meteora lands on Wess Warren.
And Steve Anthony a dropkick low to Konstantine. And don't look now, Wess Warren. It's game over.
And the miscommunication from the Killjoys on display again.
What a match! Christian Blake and Steve Anthony overcome the numbers game tonight to pick up a big, big win. What do you make of that one, Landon?
I mean, absolutely incredible performance from our champion and the exclamation point here tonight. But I have to wonder how the Killjoys are going to recover from this. We saw Korey Konstantine, Wess Warren clearly on the same page, former tag team champions. Brooklyn Barrett comes in to seemingly make the assist, just like we saw Wess Warren and Korey Konstantine attempt to assist Lucha Lora, but not able to get the win.
If you want to beat the heavyweight champion, you have to be perfect. And they very clearly were not perfect tonight, and it cost them a big one. As Brooklyn Barrett.
Wess Warren really frustrated. It's like things may not have gone exactly the way they drew it up. Wait a minute.
Here comes Lucha Lacora. Maybe trying to, strangely enough, maybe trying to calm things down between the Killjoys.
Lucha's got a microphone. Lucha Lacora trying to play mediator.
Have a little team meeting. Killjoys team meeting here on Unleashed.
There's something obviously wrong, and we're gonna fix it here tonight. I don't know what's happening with y'all, but we need to get on the same page.
We are on the same page. Catch my drift!
Look, I understand, but I think we need to get rid of that name. We need to get rid of that name. Don't you agree?
Dead weight.
Yes. Yes, we need to get rid of the dead weight. 100% agree. You agree?
That's the best plan you actually ever had. I do agree we need to get rid of the dead weight. Who agrees we need to get rid of the dead weight?
Oh! Brooklyn Barrett turning on her mentor.
Are the dead weight.
Wess Warren and Korey Konstantine. Oh! Cold-blooded driver on Lucha Lacora. I mean, I can't believe what I'm seeing. And they're just ripping that Killjoy shirt right off of Lucha Lacora.
It's like Lucha Lacora, who we've seen deliver messages like this for years at Pro Wrestling 225, was just on the receiving end of a message from the Killjoys.
The Archie Carter here with Jordy Pujo with a special announcement about holiday.
Jordan! Here. Where's Brett at?
He's not here.
Where's he at?
He had to take the day off.
Oh, yeah?
I'm here. What do you need?
What I need to defend this championship.
All right. Look, I can get.
I'm tired of the goddamn games, Jordy.
I can get with.
I am tired of being protected. You know as well as I do. There's a lot of people whispering that I don't deserve this. I'm looking for a fight. Brady Landry, you call me the franchise. Give me something super gold. Let me be the fighting champion that you know that I can be. Stop protecting me.
As a wise man once said, business just picked up. Ooh! Every time Brooklyn Barrett walks out, I've got chills.
It's already been a wild night for the Killjoys. Brooklyn walked in to PW225 Friday night pissed off after losing to Stella Ren at Fright Night. And now here we are. She looks as angry as I've ever seen her.
And a pissed off Brooklyn Barrett is a dangerous Brooklyn Barrett. I mean, we've seen the mean streak over these past several months. The aggression has really picked up from Brooklyn. And, you know, being in the tutelage under those Killjoys, could that spell disaster for Stella Ren tonight? She may have poked the bear.
It does make you think, is Stella Ren going it alone tonight, or is her super special friend Lizzie here tonight? I mean, you can't argue. Lizzie was instrumental in Stella's win against Brooklyn Barrett at Fright Night.
And oh my God! We talked about that aggression. Brooklyn Barrett remembers Lizzie. Brooklyn Barrett remembers being poisoned by the poison ivy Stella Ren at Fright Night. And she's taking on all those frustrations on Stella Ren right now. Ooh, look at these shots.
Well, and we know that emotions are high tonight as Stella Ren making Brooklyn pay for it a little bit here, charging after a big splash there.
Snapmare brings Brooklyn all the way face front. Face plants against the mat here, hooks the leg, and Stella Ren going for the early win.
Stella Ren able to break the Fright Night curse, get a win at Fright Night over Brooklyn Barrett. And listen, here comes Stella Ren off the ropes, charging at Brooklyn Barrett. But we know the big announcement we got at Fright Night, the leg drop across the chest of Brooklyn Barrett and a kick out at 2. The big announcement, T Gaines, right? A big congratulations as her family grows with Braxton Hunter, but that means the relinquishing of the Pro Wrestling 225 Women's Championship. So we know Stella Ren and Brooklyn Barrett have their eyes ahead, looking to see who may become the very next Pro Wrestling 225 Women's Champion.
You have to imagine a win tonight could put you in title contention. Very, very important in the landscape of the women's division here in Pro Wrestling 225. Of course, Brooklyn Barrett, a former 2-time women's champion. Oh, man! Dangerous, dangerous maneuver here. Stella Ren could be in trouble.
And a kick out at 2 from Stella Ren. I was going to ask, Landon, what do these two women need to do to learn from their last matchup at Fright Night? We saw Brooklyn Barrett hit. Oh, that's it. That's exactly it. Brooklyn Barrett looking like maybe on the search for Lizzie, making sure she's not getting caught a second time.
That's exactly what Brooklyn Barrett needs to do. She needs to avoid sort of the apron, right? Where we know Lizzie could be peeking up her head at any point. And, oh!
Double knees to the back of Stella Ren. Cover. Official George Strong in perfect position, a kick out at 2.
But I think Stella Ren and Lizzie have certainly, as we just saw right there, and now she's kind of peeking out again, have gotten into the mind of Brooklyn Barrett. I think anything that Stella Ren can do to sort of continue playing those mind games could make another win here tonight at Pro Wrestling 225 Friday night.
Stiff shots from Brooklyn Barrett. Here she comes off the rope. Big forearm across the face.
But she's got to survive this barrage that Brooklyn Barrett is planting on her right now in the corner. Look at this. Stella Ren does turn things around with that power advantage. You know how dangerous Stella Ren can be in the corner there. Here we go.
Locked in, target acquired. And the knees to Brooklyn Barrett. Drags her towards the center of the ring. Cover now. And a kick out at 2. It's hard for me to imagine these two women having more motivation than what they have to have tonight, right? Stella Ren obviously looking to prove that it wasn't a fluke, getting the win against Brooklyn Barrett at Fright Night as she gets dropped face first into that bottom turnbuckle. But Brooklyn Barrett on a night where the Killjoys trimmed what they called the dead weight, I think even more out to prove that she belongs in the new look Killjoys tonight.
Desperately need a win in their camp, and Brooklyn Barrett looking to deliver that here.
Drop kick from the middle rope takes Stella Ren down to kick out, but the assault continues.
Brooklyn Barrett having some words with George Strong.
Brooklyn Barrett vicious as ever, Landon.
You have to imagine she's got some additional frustration to take out onto Stella Ren now with all of this business going on with the Killjoys and Lucha now on the outside looking in. I mean, Lucha was her mentor, brought her into Pro Wrestling 225.
Right, wherever Brooklyn Barrett has been in Pro Wrestling 225, Lucha has been right alongside her. But that's not the case. Here comes Stella Ren off the ropes, going for that clothesline. Couldn't find the mark, and Brooklyn Barrett now has Stella Ren right where she wants her.
Trying to take the air right out of Stella Ren's lungs.
Just 2 short weeks ago, I'm a little bit surprised that I haven't seen more glitter on Brooklyn tonight, left over from Fright Night.
Yeah, that stuff got absolutely everywhere. Brooklyn Barrett's probably still trying to get that out of her face, out of her hair.
As Stella Ren makes it back to a vertical base.
And look at this.
Spoke too soon.
The life just being completely drained out of Stella Ren.
Pro Wrestling 225 family trying to will Stella Ren back into this one.
Brooklyn's just got that vice grip latched on, but wait a minute. Stella back to her feet once again. Can she make the break this time? Very smartly uses that top turnbuckle.
It's not easy bearing the full body weight of anyone. And Stella Ren catching her breath a little bit here.
So force behind those forearms.
Tossing Brooklyn Barrett from the top. And now Stella Ren turning the tables on Barrett and takes her down there, double axe handle. And there's another. Clothesline ducked under by Barrett, but a chop there and going for it. There it is, Landon. Felt force trauma and a kick out at 2.
That was a close one, man. Brooklyn Barrett, not one to go down easy.
Well, we saw on social media this week, Brooklyn Barrett had seen Lizzie backstage as Stella Ren going for no strings attached. It's how she won at Fright Night. But Barrett able to work out of it. And now what does she have in mind?
Got those double underhooks in. Can Stella fight out of this with that power? She does, turns things around. Stella explodes off the corner. Look at that clothesline. But Konstantine.
What the hell is Konstantine doing here?
And the Killjoys again are out here. What the hell is Wess Warren?
No, the cold-blooded driver to Stella Ren. Are you kidding me?
Unbelievable. The Killjoys desperate for a win, and they just stole one from Stella Ren.
Here's your winner, Brooklyn Barrett.
The big question was all about the Killjoys. Were they on the same page? It sure didn't look like that for the first half of Friday night. But now that they've chopped the dead weight out in Lucha Lora, it looks like Konstantine, Warren, and Brooklyn Barrett may be on the best possible page together, looking more in sync than ever before.
They cut the dead weight. And you have to wonder, how long have they been planning this, Spencer? I mean, obviously things did not go their way at Faction Warfare, but these three seem to be an even more deadly trio than we've seen from the Killjoys so far.
Which I sure didn't think was possible. Wess Warren absolutely disgusting, planting a kiss on Stella Ren on his way out of the ring.
The landscape of Pro Wrestling 225 continues to change.
Things are looking way up for those damn Killjoys.